Bible are you using? And I didn't even know what he was talking about. He said, because the way you broke that down so simple, I'm like, I want to know the version you're using so maybe I can use it. And I'm like, well, I'm just using this particular version. He was like, really? He said, don't focus on the skill of another man. That's grasping at the wind. Because you may be focusing on something that you're actually not good at. And the thing that you're good at, you're going to let the thing that you're good at fall by the wayside. And you're going to waste the talent that God is giving you to communicate to people to try to be like somebody else. That's grasping at the wind. Because you just might not have the talent level. You might not have the talent level. He said the fool folds his hand and consumes his own flesh. He says, better a handful with quietness than both hands full together with toil and grasping at the wind. So let's deal with what he's saying here in verse 5. The fool holds his hands and consumes his own flesh. The fool says, good enough. The fool says, standoffish. The fool says that I don't have to do anything else because he's all about himself. The fool says, I actually don't even, in the grand scheme of things, I've done enough work. I don't have to work. The fool, and this is kind of where people are today. We got a lot of foolish people today. We got people, and they're young people, haven't done anything and think the world owes them everything. The world owes them everything. Folds their arms up and put their feet up and say, I should be getting more than this. I deserve to make more than this. I deserve to be doing more than this. No, don't fold your hands. Get out there and work. A man don't work. A man don't what? A man don't eat. Get out there and figure out what it is that you are good at, or whatever it is that God has given for you to do, and do it. And find a way to monetize it. But the fool holds his hands and consumes his own flesh and says, enough is enough. He says, look, better a handful of quietness than both hands full together with toil and grasping of the wind. So let's go back and deal with why he's saying this in verse 6. Better a handful of quietness. As in, better a handful of contentment, because whatever it is to do, you have found to do, you do those things, you live a quiet life, doing the things that you know you can do, being effective, whatever the case may be, and you're not working for nothing, but you are enjoying the labor of your hands that has come along with whatever you do, rather than, watch this, than both hands full of toil. Well, what would be the both hands full of toil? Well, let's look back at the example that he gave. Looking at the skill set of another man. Envying a talent that you may not possess. Fill your hand with that. Go ahead. Because you won't live a quiet life. Your life is going to be full of toil. Because one of the things that I have learned over the years, there is nothing worse than trying to do something that you saw somebody else try to do, only to realize later on, I just don't have the skill set to do it. How many folks go to school? They go to college for things they want to do. And then they get to college and realize, I didn't know it was this much work. I didn't know I had to study this much. I didn't know I had to take these classes. I didn't know I had to do these extracurricular things. Fill your hands, go ahead. Fill your hands with toil. Everybody can't do what everyone does. Even the person who folds his hands and consumes his own flesh. He fills his hands with actually kind of like a lot of nothing. But nevertheless, they have filled both hands with toil. Watch this. And both of them are grasping at the wind. One is grasping at something that they can't do. The other one is grasping at the wind because they're not doing anything in the grand scheme of things.
Is that why there's a lot of angry people walking around these days?
Well, a lot of people are angry because they don't know God. They don't have God in their life. That's why a lot of people are angry. That's why a lot of people are angry. They feel that place that God is supposed to be was something else. And so as you think about all of this, again, it's that under the sun type of thinking. He says, look, then I returned in verse 7, and they're not even enjoying life. They're not enjoying the abundant life. Their life is filled with labors. Do y'all know there are people like that? There are people, they live their entire life, no husband, no wife, no children, and then you're like, well, what family do you have? Oh, none. I don't have no family. My parents are dead. Well, I don't have no in-laws, so that don't matter. What are you working for? Well, I got a nice home. I got a nice car. I got this. I got that. But what are you really working for? Because the Bible says, nor is his eye satisfied with riches. Yeah. I'll just be honest with you. This is how I feel about it. It would never be worth being rich for me if I didn't have people I could share it with. It just wouldn't be worth it to me. I would never want to be that person who has stockpiles of money in the bank and nobody to spend it on. Nobody to spend it with. Nobody to share in the blessings of God. I would never want to be that person. But there are people in this world like that. They just work to be rich. That's it. They just work to be rich.
They don't want to spend any of it. Some of them don't want to spend any of it.
There's no other joy in their life but to look at their bank account and go, man, I got a lot of money. And they can look at a screen all day long and go, look at all that money. What? What kind of person is that? When you truly understand that God has blessed you through the talent that he's given you, and you have the ability to not only take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of other people, that having money should become normal to you. Having money should become normal. That having money is so normal to you and that you understand where the money comes from. Because the love of money is the root of what? All kinds of evil. But when you realize that the money that you have, that money comes from God. God giveth, God can take it away, and God can give it again and keep on giving. When you realize where it comes from, man, money don't affect you. I'm sorry, it doesn't. You treat money exactly how it is. To spend. To spend, to save, to pay bills, to help people. That's what you look at it as. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. Money doesn't change people. It helps them to become who they are. And this is a powerful thing that he is saying. Because you think about the person that has no companion. You realize there's a reason that they have no companion, right? Because they've worked so much, they can't have a companion. Their work is their companion. Their work is their husband or their wife. That's their companion. They don't have no children. You want to know why? They don't have the time to have children. And they don't want to spend their money on children. They rather look at that money in the bank. They rather look at that money in the bank. They haven't had that kind of time. And I'm going to tell you something that's even deeper here. To not have a brother or a sister, that isn't always biological. Some people have brothers and sisters, and they just cut them off. Some people cut their family off. And not even because their family is bad per se. They'll cut their family off because, man, I'm just too busy. Just too busy, man. I'm too busy making money. Yeah, but for what? Because I like to look at it. I like to look at it. You'll find out, man, that people who have people with money sometimes that love money, I'm telling you, they're strange. They won't even enjoy the money. They won't dress nice. They won't drive nice cars. They won't have a nice big house. They won't actually have a lot of the things that you think that people with money would have. Why? Because they think everything is a waste. The only thing that's important is having money. That's a crazy way to live. Go ahead, Brother Greg.
I work in a vault, and although the money wasn't mine, it was my responsibility. The money was my responsibility, and it was just like every night when I left, I would lock up to $4 million and go home, knowing that if that money disappeared, it'd be on me.
Yeah. Yeah. You were used to being around money. What people got to learn how to do is get used to having money. That's the difference. They got to get used to having it. You used to being around it. But I get what you're saying.
And it was all paper until you lost some of it.
Yeah. Yeah. But you think about, it's crazy that this thing is saying the eye is never satisfied with the riches. Go ahead, Sister Clarissa. Yeah. 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 Can't take it with you. Even though some people all do. I mean, I still can't get over this new phenomenon. They are burying people today standing up. They're burying people standing up. Putting motorcycles in the grave. Who makes a request of, make sure you put my motorcycle in the grave with me? For what? Where you riding it to? Where are you riding your motorcycle? I don't understand this new world. They think they can take it with them, Sister Clarissa. God blesses us. I had to learn this as I grew in the grace of God. God blesses us to bless other people. God blesses us to bless other people.
He blesses us with different things. It's not just about
Yeah.
money. He blesses us with our talent,
Yeah.
our desires, everything to take care of other people.
And I love what this verse, the rest of this verse says. Think about this. This is a person that Solomon is talking